Hello and welcome everybody to the final YouTube video and my final ever race, most likely, on Formula 1, the game 2020. Today, I'm going to be driving as the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton around Austria for what is going to be a full-length race, meaning 71 laps against 110% AI, the max difficulty in the game. This is going to be one of the biggest challenges I've ever taken on. I'm not even sure if I just said that right. We're going to do full qualifying. We're going to do a full-length race. We're going to turn the difficulty all the way up to max. Everything, except for ABS, is going to be on its hardest difficulty, I believe. There might be something else, I'm not really sure, but yeah. Of course, sim damage will be on. Safety cars on. Flashbacks are on, so I guess there's that. And corner cutting is regular instead of strict, since I hate strict rules. Way too strict, obviously. Changing the weather. Changing the setup up a little bit. Using a setup by Tiamat Marta, who was another F1 YouTuber who is also really fast and knows how to race 110% AI. After practice, we have the fastest lap, but yeah, that was, of course, we ran a qualifying lap, and I don't think anybody else did that. So, on to qualifying then, as we can see ourselves, well, technically Lewis, talking to, I think that was Toto Wolff. But yeah, coming around to complete our first lap in Q1, our only lap in Q1. We're second right now, but by the end of the session, we'll be in 7th. And as we sim on to Q2, it's a fastest lap for now, probably looking like P5, and we make it to Q3. This is where it all counts. We're going to have to start this race on the soft tire, since I didn't feel confident I could make it in on mediums. Coming around here for our second lap. We're going to take you around this full lap since this is the final one of qualifying. I have to improve. I'm about about 500ths down from pole position, I believe, at this point. A purple first sector, headed down into turn 3, that is. And now headed down through turn 4, hardly even a turn. I don't even know why it's counted a turn. And down in the, or no, this is turn 4. Turn 5 is this little kink here. That's even a kink. Just a full speed sweeping corner into 6 and 7. This is turn 6. Down here, going to be turn 7, a green second sector. It's looking promising. Turn 8. Headed down the short straightaway, well, the medium-sized straightaway to turn 9. And turn 10. Here we go through 10. What's the lap going to be? We have improved. Is it going to be enough? It is going to be enough for the pole position. And yes, this is 110% AI that I just did this against. Unbelievable pace. Of course, the Mercedes, probably the reason why, but still, unbelievable pace. So, yeah, let's head on to the Grand Prix.
The hills are alive with the sound of engines. It's race day at the Austrian Grand Prix. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 meters above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3. And joining me once again in the commentary box today is, of course, the former World Endurance Champion, Anthony Davidson.
Yeah, we can see Lewis down there on pole position, something he's very used to, of course, but he'll have to get his elbows out to maintain that into the first corner. Besides that, of course, any kind of turn 1 incident could completely turn the race on its head. Let's keep our fingers crossed everyone can get through in one piece.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Alexander Albon, and Ricciardo, Stroll, Leclerc, Ocon, and Sebastian Vettel, Norris, Sainz, Pierre Gasly, and Kvyat, Magnussen, Grosjean, Kimi Raikkonen, and George Russell, Giovinazzi, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
All right then, pit strategy. Looks like it's going to be a two-stop race from soft to mediums. We'll see if this strategy works out for us and if we're able to keep this race lead here and potentially win. Only my second ever race, first ever full race against max AI on this game. I've never qualified against 110% AI, but I did really good, didn't I? Getting pole position. I never expected that. As we move on to the formation lap, and this is the 5 red lights to the Austrian Grand Prix, the final ever race, and it's lights out, and away we go. A great start, surprisingly. And as we head down into turn number 1, attacking us is Verstappen, but he's going to back out, and here comes Bottas coming out of the corner. Headed down up to turns 2 and 3. Yes, this is turn 2 right here. That small corner that's barely even a corner. That's turn 2. Into 3, we run a bit wide. Verstappen comes back at us, but isn't able to get there. Bottas around the outside trying to get the pass done. Headed down to turn number 4. Can he get it done for second? He's going to be on the outside. I'm not sure he can do it. As Verstappen actually comes up our inside now, trying to make a pass for the lead. We have to use a lot of overtake to stay in front of him. Because, of course, at this point, and now we're 3 wide through turn 5. Or turn 6. That was risky, and we lead the first lap. But using a lot of overtake there, I was trying to say. Because we want to keep the lead. We are racing for this race win. This is a single race. There's no points on the line, because it's not a championship. It's just one race, so we're going for this win, but Verstappen gets by us. We're going to try to outbrake him, but we go too deep into the corner. Verstappen does the crossover, and takes the lead away here of the Austrian Grand Prix. And we're going to try to get him back down here into turn 4. We try the outside, but that was not the way to go. We needed to try to get to the inside there to try to make that pass. And now we got to try to stay up with him. But now Sergio Perez trying to make the pass. As you can see, Verstappen over the course of the next 5 laps really pulled away. Perez gets in front of us, but we're going to dive it down the inside. And this time we make the corner and make the pass and stay in front. We also get DRS here, which is also a big help. Heading down towards turn 4. But now, once again, on lap 7, Perez trying to make the pass. Bottas right behind him with Albon also close. We managed to hang on to P2 for now. This is going to be the majority of the battles in this race, and the majority of this race. Trying to hold off AI, who are clearly faster than us. We're really going to have to be deep on the brakes a lot of times. We're really going to have to be defensive. We're going to have to be wise with how we're racing here. This is going to be tough, because I know that I don't have the pace, as there's cautions behind us. I believe it's Daniel Ricciardo in the Renault. But we brake way too early there. Albon gets up the inside. He's going to have DRS. We're going to have to try to make a move here on him. Headed down into turn 4. We're going to jump to the inside and make that pass and get that spot back. But later in the lap, maybe a bit of contact there. Certainly contact between me and Bottas. And we barely hang on. And almost we wrecked into turn number 9 there. That was really close. Or is that 10? I believe that's turn 10 or turn 9. But here comes Valtteri Bottas back at us, headed down to turn 1. This is a teammate battle here. You can tell Bottas has pace over us because he's on the medium tires. He's on a harder tire compound. And we're deep into this run, so the soft tires have faded for sure by now. And Bottas tries to make the move. We cover him off. Here comes Perez down the inside in the Racing Point machine, that pink Mercedes. And we managed to hang on to second once again. Can we do this for 71 laps with also 2 pit stops in there is the big question. As we're coming around. Bottas heads into the pits early. Not sure what happened there, but he's pitting early. This might be an undercut to try to get by both me and Perez and try to take this lead, or this second place finish, or probably a second place finish at this point, because Verstappen's 14 seconds up the road. All this battling means we have just lost touch with Max Verstappen easily at this point. And Bottas, there's a caution back in the final sector in 9 and 10, and it is the AlphaTauri cars of Gasly and Kvyat making contact. Daniel was coming into the pits, and Gasly just couldn't avoid him entering turn 9, and they came together and crashed. As now, Alex Albon, heading up the inside, tries to make a move, but doesn't get it done. Valtteri Bottas sets the fastest lap. And here we're going to pit for hard tires. Or maybe not this lap. Nope, we're not. But yes, I changed the strategy to hard tires. I feel the only way we could stay in front of these guys for an entire race, especially if they're going to pull an undercut, is if we go on only one stop and manage to stay within a pit stop of them during the second stint. Lance Stroll and Charles Leclerc are also in this battle now. Leclerc is a bit far back, but Stroll is in this battle. We're going to come in this lap to pit for the hard tires here. And we'll see if this is the way to go. Can this be the race? Well, second place strategy. This is more racing for a podium than the win, because Verstappen's pretty much run away with it at this point. Coming out. And Bottas, you can see on the mini-map, they're crossing the line now. We are exiting the pits. We did not get out in front of Bottas, Albon, or Stroll. And now we're racing Perez for P5 as we've fallen back. And Leclerc is also going to be in this battle. This is going to be a heated battle, I could already tell, as we head on to the front stretch once again, 27 laps in. And here I'm just proving to all of you who might not believe I hit assist on accident, I'm just proving that it is 110 difficulty, because it's not normal that a kid who races against 95 difficulty is winning against, running this good against 110 difficulty. They just can't seem to get on past, probably because I'm so late on the brakes. Perez gets a good run out of the final corner down the front stretch, and heading into one, though, he's stuck on the bottom, can't open up the wheel much, and he falls back a bit. But we have DRS and overtake and rich mix here. We're going to make the pass, headed down to turn number 3. But, we just got to hang on to this spot now, because Albon and Stroll are far ahead. We are trying to stay within about 22 seconds of Stroll and Albon if we want to come out of the pits in front, or if they want to come out of the pits behind us. If they come out of the pits behind us, most likely we'll get a podium, but they are pulling away. You can see 14 seconds now on lap 31. They probably got another 10 laps before they pit, and Leclerc made contact with Perez there as they were 3 wide down into turn 3. Let's see what happened here. That's just a crazy dive bomb by the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. And once again, they're coming up on us. A huge pack of cars behind us. None of them going to catch us. Perez actually makes a look down the inside, but it's not really. Oh, wait, here he comes, clawing back at us, though. We touched wheels a bit and headed down to the next corner. We're going to attack Perez. Oh, here they come. 3 wide for position. This is unbelievable. If you noticed any pauses there, it's because I tried to edit it out. I paused right there to try to get a good thumbnail for the video, so I went into photo mode right there. But here comes Carlos Sainz, who's somehow into the picture. I didn't even know he was in this battle. He must have caught us. Look at that giant line of cars behind us. It just proves that we don't really have the pace, and this is not the difficulty for me. But I'm just running it because it's quite fun if you start up front and have to hold off the entire field for an entire race. You could get some really good battles in, like what we're getting now. Almost this entire race was a battle for position, and now we got more cautions in turn 9. This time, the Ferrari teammates. Sebastian Vettel just ran into Leclerc as they were coming into the pits. As Leclerc was pitting, Vettel just nowhere to go. Nice job by, I believe that's Giovinazzi in the Alfa Romeo, who avoided that. Giovinazzi was very, very close to getting involved in that as well. That was almost a 3-car pileup at the entrance to turn 9 coming into the pits. But Carlos Sainz gets on past us. He is flying now as he pulls ahead of us. Are we going to be able to get back with him? I think we're going to have to stay in DRS range here. That's within 1 second. We were able to do that. And headed up to turn 3, we're going to try around the outside of Carlos Sainz. Are we going to get the position? Yes, we are. What a move around the outside at turn 3 here at the Red Bull Ring. Just a crazy move, honestly. I did not expect to pull that off and make it work, but somehow I did. And now on lap 45, we're going to come around, check out as everybody comes into pit behind us. Stroll and Albon have cleared us out of the pits. This is about 10 laps later. I think we've managed to keep the gap decently the same, but we're going to pit here for soft tires. We're going to come out for sure behind Carlos Sainz and barely in front of Daniel Kvyat, but I feel it's worth taking this risk just because on the soft tires, on fresh softs compared to old mediums, our pace advantage should outright just be bigger. And, well, yeah, this probably, when I do catch him, won't be that much of a battle as Carlos Sainz goes by us now. You could see his McLaren pulling on by right there entering turn 1. And as we exit the pits, we are roughly 3 seconds, probably about 4 seconds behind Carlos Sainz. Can we catch the McLaren as we set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix? We're going to overtake Sainz here in the turn number 4. Get that pass done nice and easily. It only took about a lap and a half. Well, no, about 2 laps to catch him since the pit stop. So we are really fast as somebody has a problem behind us. I believe it is Daniel Kvyat who has crashed out of this race. We are going for the fastest lap here. We have a red sector, which isn't going to help, but we get slipstream from Romain Grosjean as Kvyat is out of the session. And at the line, a fastest lap, Perez gets a 5-second penalty. I think he ran into the back of Daniel Kvyat when Kvyat was slowing down with whatever mechanical failure taking him out of the race it was. And with 2 laps to go, this will be our final lap because we are a lap behind race leader Max Verstappen, who has pretty much dominated this race, led the thing almost from start to finish, just like both of the races in real life. I mean, Verstappen was dominant here today. The Red Bull driver is going to win at the Red Bull Ring here in a couple of moments, unless he wrecks out or something or has a failure in these final couple of corners. But yeah, even though it says 2 to go, this is the final lap. We were closing in on Stroll and Albon, but of course the gap was way too big and there was no chance we were going to catch them. So we're going to have to settle for P5. Unbelievable. A top 5 finish against 110% AI. Even though it wasn't a Mercedes, a car that should win, a car that should lead, this is really, really great for me. You know, it's given me so much confidence. Honestly, if I do a My Team career, it might be on 110% AI. It'll probably be on 105. But we come around to finish in P number 5 here today at the Red Bull Ring in the Austrian Grand Prix. The final race of the F1 2020 game for me.
That's it then for another spectacular Grand Prix here at Austria. And a truly magnificent drive to hang on and take the win. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
Alright, in a few moments, once we get through this whole XP page, we will see the race results. Of course, Max Verstappen wins the Austrian Grand Prix. dominantly over Valtteri Bottas by 19 seconds, 50 seconds back, and 1 minute back was Albon and Stroll. I was a lap down, first driver 1 lap down, about 16 seconds behind Lance Stroll, I believe. At the end of the race, about 5 behind Max Verstappen, I believe. Maybe about 10 to Verstappen, but yeah, race was about an hour and 20 minutes, so a short race. But yeah, great race as well. As 5th place is not bad. Even though we started on pole, I knew from the start we probably weren't going to be able to keep it. But anyways, that is it for F1 2020. F1 2021. You guys can decide down in the comments what the YouTube series will be. You can choose either between the My Driver Career Mode, which is picking one of the current teams and racing for it, the My Team Career Mode, which is drive your own team, well, create a team and try to work your way up to the championship, which is what we did for F1 2020 back when the game first came out. Or you could choose the all-new Breaking Point Story Mode, which is pretty much like, you know, the 2K story modes in NBA 2K and stuff like that, where, you know, you're like a driver working his way up through the ranks into F1. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content on F1 2021.